Hey everyone, welcome back to Living in Orlando. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed yet, click the button below and subscribe to our channel for more updates about what it is living in Orlando, Florida.
Today we're going to be diving into the pros and cons of living right here in Orlando. Whether you're planning to move here or just curious on what it's like to live in this amazing city, this video will give you an honest take on what it's like to call Orlando home.
So let's start with our first pro. Pro number one is endless attractions, because as we know, Orlando is world famous for its theme parks like Disney World, Universal Studios, and SeaWorld. We get the perks of being so close to these major attractions, making the weekend plans very easy. And we also have plenty of attractions around the theme parks.
Pro number two is our warm climate. We have over 240 days of sunshine every year right here in Orlando. So it's the perfect place for outdoor activities. You can say goodbye to those long, harsh winters and hello to those outdoor barbecues, beach trips, and year-round shorts and sandals. That's the number one surprise of people that move here from up north is we wear sandals all the time. And back to the theme parks, a little insider tip: if you come and go to the theme parks in February or October, it's the best weather and there are no crowds.
Pro number three is diverse dining and shopping. Orlando is a melting pot of cultures. We get people coming from all over the world. Even though Orlando is metro population is only 2.1 million people, like I was saying, we get 74 million people visit us every year. We are home to some of the best restaurants in Florida, including 7 restaurants Michelin star. We also have high-end stores at the Mall of Millenia, and of course our world famous outlets. People come from all over just to shop at these stores, those outlets, Orlando outlets. Don't you have that story about the Nike store?
Yeah, the Nike store in Orlando is so busy that Nike uses it as a testing ground for their new products. So if it does well here, because there's so many people from all over the world, if it does well here, they'll sell it everywhere else. Which leads us to pro number 4. It's a growing job market here in Orlando. The Orlando economy is flourishing, especially in sectors like tourism, hospitality, healthcare, and technology. This means increasing job opportunities for not only residents, but people looking to move down here. But as Orlando's making a conscious effort to move away from service-based options, they're really focusing on diversifying the economic landscape and trying to attract more healthcare and advanced manufacturing jobs to foster sustainable growth and innovation here in Orlando.
Pro number 5 is no state income tax. Florida residents enjoy the financial benefit of the no state income tax, which can be a significant advantage when planning your budget of living in Orlando. We had a buyer come from Queens, New York to the Lake Nona area, and just by moving, he saved $20,000 in taxes.
Yeah, that's because here we don't have any state income tax and no city tax either. But with all the good, there are some cons to living in Orlando. And con number 1 is our traffic. Thanks to our major tourist attractions, traffic can get really heavy, especially during peak tourist seasons, like around Christmas time, making commuting a headache. However, for those of you moving from LA, New York, Chicago, or New Jersey, it's going to be a walk in the park for you. You're used to bad traffic. But one of the biggest surprises we've had from people we had a couple move from Peoria, Illinois, and they were like, man, the traffic here, never thought it was going to be this bad. So it's one thing we like to bring up.
Con number 2 is the heat and humidity. Well, we said that the warm climate can be a plus for many. The summers here can be very hot and humid. Just by, let's say in July and August, just by going from Publix to your car, you can get a really sweaty shirt.
And frizzy hair. Not that I really worry about that. But anyway, that leads us to con number 3, which everybody always asks about. And when you live here, you just kind of live with it, which is the hurricane risk. People are always like, what's it like in Orlando during hurricane season? But because we're so far away from the coast, hurricanes are an issue. But for us, it's like a bad storm. And our kids love it because they get a couple of days off school. And going to Publix right before a hurricane is like a pre-apocalyptic movie where you just feel like everyone is running everywhere and it's just the weirdest vibe out there.
Yeah, but it can be overwhelming at sometimes.
It can be. But nothing to worry about, really.
Con number 4, tourism overload. Living near the world famous attractions can be a little bit overwhelming by dealing with large crowds and higher costs in some areas. It's something locals get used to it, but it can be very overwhelming sometimes.
There are 3 gas stations to avoid. The 2 right by the airport and the 1 by the outlets. You avoid those, you'll be fine. Which leads us to the last con of living in Orlando. It's our limited public transportation system. While we do have a bus line and a train that you guys from up north always make fun enough because it only goes north-south, our buses are very limited with very little stops and very infrequent times. A bus ride for me to go from my house to my office, which is about a 30-minute car ride, would take over an hour and a half. So it makes it really unfeasible to live in Orlando without having a car.
So there you have it, pros and cons of living in Orlando. If you're thinking about moving to Orlando, don't forget to subscribe and contact us for more information.